Threshold Tactics gives a special thanks to our sponsors.
Hey guys, welcome back to Threshold Tactics, the channel where we film competitive battle reports. My name's Nick.
And I'm Ryan.
Before we get the game started, we just wanted to point out that we are in progress of moving to a new studio. So we are testing out new layouts for the battle report itself and also breaking down the existing studio. So apologies for anything that maybe you're not used to or it's still a work in progress. That being said, we have also just launched our Patreon. So if you feel like supporting the channel and helping us out to make sure that we can continue to put out good content like this and continue these sorts of upgrades, the link is in the description and we'd really appreciate all of your support. But with that, let's get into the game. And today we are playing Surge of Slaughter. The twist for this battle plan is that if you are the underdog, you can use the Defense of the Realm ability. This is that you get to pick a pair of objectives to be the targets at the start of the battle round. For the rest of that battle round, add 1 to the rend characteristic of friendly units' melee weapons while they are contesting either of the target objectives. Scoring for this battle plan is score 5 points if you control at least one objective, score 3 points if you control any pair of objectives, and score 2 points if you control more objectives than your opponent. So Ryan, now that we know what we're playing, tell me about your list.
Yeah, so this is our first game in the new edition, or the new GHB, so I thought let's go with a lot of cav, a lot of squigs, and see how it plays. We got Kragnos giving me the 3d6 charge. We got 2 big blocks of Bounders, 2 MSU blocks of 10 Squig Hoppers. We got a reinforced block of Squig Herd. We got Sneaky Snufflers, Gobblepalooza, a Squig Boss. So we got a lot of buffs we can stack. It's Squig focused. I've got the Squigalanche, so on the charge, the Squigs are getting an extra attack. So basically, it's just a way to test out a whole bunch of scouting units and then also good with Restless Energy. This is our first time really trying out these battle tactics. So we both went with the same thing this time to kind of keep it easy. My manifestation lore is just the Gitz manifestation lore for the moon mainly.
Yeah, so today I'm going to try out the, a little late to the party, but I'm going to try out the Morbeg list. Not the traditional one that you've seen in all of the tournaments, but it's as many Morbegs as I have, and you can kind of tell that they're still in progress. I've got a 3-drop list here with Usharan being my general, and with him he's got a reinforced unit of Morbegs and another reinforced unit of Morbegs, and then a MSU unit of Morbegs. In my second regiment, I have the Cardinal, and he's got 2 MSU units of Ghouls. And in my third regiment, I have a Vargulf sitting in the back. The Vargulf has both of my enhancements, both adding 3 dice rolls to the rally, and also giving +1 attack when he's in melee. Other than that, the battle formation is Lords of the Manor, so kind of rolling the dice to try and get extra units back when I use abilities to bring them back.
So no new Scourge of Goran.
No, not for me.
But you do have the Forbidden Power manifestation.
Yes,
right?
I've got Forbidden Powers that I'm bringing, and also because of this new GHB, I have more drops than you, so I will get to try out the re-rolling the priority roll and see if that will help anything.
We'll see how it goes. I did win the drop war, though, so
yes,
I will be
you did.
setting the first turn's tone, I guess.
Yes, you will. And with that, who will you pick?
You get to go first, my friend.
All right.
Yeah, hey.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. And I also have to say where my moon's sitting. So I've got a little card here to remind myself. I'm in Grennan right now, which is technically giving a bonus to my Moon Clan non-squig stuff, but I'm mainly just setting it up so that when it turns around the next 2 turns, I'm sitting on the good stuff for the squigs in rounds 2 and 3.
Makes sense.
And I don't have any control over it other than the manifestation for setting the moon because I chose the other spell.
And I don't have any heroes within 3 for Place of Power. Do you have anything for Place of Power you want to do?
So I'm going to have my squig boss, who isn't a wizard, activate the Place of Power within 3 inches to give him an unbind.
First thing I'm going to do is the throne is going to give him D3 normal lead points. That's 1, a great start. So then he is going to try and use his ability on himself. So this is D3 on a 2-up. That's nothing. Throw that dice in the bin. And then he's going to use the FEC ability of everything wholly within 12. I get to roll dice on a 5-up. I get another double deep. That's 2 additional noble lead points. Usharan is going to use the delusion to give +1 to save while they're contesting objectives I control. The Cardinal is going to try and give a 5-up ward prayer on this unit of Morbeg Knights in the front. That is a 3, so it's not enough, so I'll just bank the points. Usharan is going to try and cast Deranged Transformation on this unit of Morbeg Knights here. 7, so it goes off.
Let's try my first unbind.
Okay.
7, you got it.
Alrighty. Usharan is going to try and cast the Bridge. That's a 7.
Got it.
Alrighty. That's the end of my hero phase. Anything for you, Ryan?
I'm going to do a magical intervention with the Gobblepalooza to set up the cauldron to see if I can get an extra power level.
Sure.
I get it.
Woo,
you got it.
Stop it. All right.
Okay.
So then we'll go into movement phase.
Cool.
All right, Ryan, that's going to be my movement phase. Anything for you to do?
I'm going to blow CP to redeploy the squig herd. Take it.
Take 5. Coming in there.
That was my movement.
Into shooting, I don't have any. Anything? I don't think you
No.
have any either. Then I'm not going to issue any charges.
I have no counter charges.
Then that's going to be the turn. For scoring, I have 1, so I will get 5 points. And then I don't have any pairs, and I don't have any more than you, so it'll just be 5 points for the round.
5 points.
No battle tactics, and then we'll
Ooh.
go into Gitz, turn 1.
Okay. So I don't think I have any real use of the place of power, so I'm not going to activate it.
Okay, and I'm still out of range.
Okay.
So.
So I'm going to start with Gobblepalooza trying to cast the Cauldron.
Okay.
That goes off on a 9.
All right, let's see if I can shut it down. Nope, it's all yours.
Okay, cool. And then we're going to try to cast the Moon. Goes off on an 8.
I stop it with a 9.
No Moon.
All righty.
I'm going to try to put the buff from the Sneaky Snufflers on the Squig Heart for 5+ ward.
Sure.
Goes off. Squig Boss will try to give the Boingrot Bounders here on the front +3 inch move. Goes off. Last buff is going to be the buff from the Gobblepalooza themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give the front unit on a 3-up +1 to run and charge. Yep. Don't have anything else in the hero phase. Would you like to do something in your hero?
Yes. So first what I'm going to do is try to do the Cardinals buff. D3 on a 2-up. That's 3 more points, so he'll be at max. And then I will spend a CP. I'm going to try and bring up a Horrorghast.
Okay.
That is not enough. That's all I got.
Okay. Movement phase then.
Sure.
So that's my movement. Would you like to redeploy?
No, I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. I don't have any shooting. You
Neither
don't
do I, yeah.
I'll roll this charge.
Sure.
Just see what happens.
Come on in.
7's not enough.
It's not enough. Great.
Would you like to countercharge?
I'm going to try my luck at it as well. So
All
I'll
right,
spend
so-
2 CP
okay.
to countercharge these ghouls and see if I can make it
Sure.
in myself.
Did
Wow.
Here we go.
Let's do it. Let's do some combat then.
I don't have any combat ability, so I'm going to start by fighting with them, activating with
Great.
them. Get as many bodies on the objective as I can.
Mm-hmm. I will spend a CP for all out defense.
Okay, sure. Squig Harpers do 8 damage to the ghouls.
The ghouls do 4 damage to the hoppers. So end of the turn.
So I have 5 points for 1.
Yep.
right? And then I don't have more. You've got more, but that doesn't do anything for the points right now. And don't have a battle tactic.
So then 5 points.
Yeah, 5 points.
Yeah. We have a big old fancy roll off.
Okay, and you can force this roll off.
I
if you
can.
want. No one's the underdog.
No, but I do. We can see the outcome of the roll first. So 1,
5.
5. I think I am gonna force the reroll.
Okay.
Yeah. 5. Okay. Yes. I think I will take the turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll go into FEC turn 2.
So my moon progresses to Scowlin, which means that my squigs are now getting the option to swap out their random movement for 4.
Awesome. Again, out of range for the place of power for you.
Yeah, I will I'll try to get get an extra unbind for the squig boss.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's already at 6 points, so I can't use the throne on him, but I will use his ability on Usharon to try and give him some points. I give him 3 more, so Usharon goes to 5 points. I am going to attempt to try and put out my prayer for 5 ward, and I will try to put it on this unit here. That is 7, so I will cast that to give them a 5 ward. Then Usharon is going to cast Deranged Transformation, and I'm going to try and put it on this unit as well. That's a 3, so that's not going to work. We're going to go for the Horrorghast with Usharon.
Oh no.
It's 3 3s in a row. It's casting.
Oh no.
That's all I have for my hero phase. Anything for you?
Nah, I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Then we'll go into movement phase.
Yep.
Okay, that's my movement phase. Anything for you to do?
I think I'm going to redeploy this unit right here.
All right.
Okay, for a CP. The bounders.
Nice. All right, then shooting. I have none.
Me too.
All right, and then we'll go into charges.
Yep, go for it.
Let's start with this unit here. That's an 8. These 3, thankfully that was all I needed. I'll try to roll a banger for Usharon. That's not a banger. That's not going to work. And then I will roll for these Morbags over here. It's an 8, plenty. I'll roll for the ghouls, just to see. Nope. Morbags do 2 mortal wounds to the squigs from the charge. Over here. Nothing. Awesome. Anything for you to do?
I'm going to countercharge a Kragnos.
Sure.
I need a 7.
Nice. That brings us to combat phase then.
Sure.
The Morbag Knights do 8 damage to the Hoppers and 8 damage to the Squig Herd. I will spend a CP for all defense.
The Squig Herd does 3 damage to the Morbag Knights. And the Squig's Gone Wild does another 3 mortal damage.
I'm going to spend a CP for all out attack. Ghouls do 9 damage to the Hoppers.
The Boingrat Bounders do 6 damage to the Morbag Knights.
The Morbags do 4 damage to the Bounders.
Sneaky Snufflers do 3 damage to the Morbags. I'm going to use all at defense on the Squig Herd.
The Morbags do 9 damage to the Squig Herd.
Squig's Gone Wild does 2 mortal damage to the Morbags. Squig Hoppers do 4 damage to the Ghouls. Squig Hoppers do 2 damage to the Morbags.
So end of the turn, I'm going to spend 1 CP to power through with this small unit here. So D3 into the Snufflers for 2.
I have a 5-up board.
Sure.
I save 1.
Nice.
So
Then that's the end of the turn. Scoring wise, I have 1 for holding 1 objective. I get 3 for holding the pair. And I'll get 2 for holding more.
So you got full 10 points.
Yep. And then in addition to scoring full 10 for the objectives, I'm going to score 5 from taking 1 from you, an objective you control, and I'll score another 5 for having 3 units wholly in enemy territory. So that's going to bring me to a total of 20 points for the turn. And then, so that's going to do it for me. Then we'll head into Gitz, turn 2.
Okay. So Nick, I'm going to activate a place of power with the Squig Boss here.
Sure.
To get a banish.
Okay.
I want to first do the Squig Herd heal.
Okay.
So they've got 2 herders. I'm looking for a 2+. Yep. 3, 5. The Squig Boss is going to roll on a 2+. He's going to give the Bounders Gobs a crit mortals. Goes off.
Amazing.
Gobblepalooza can use, so on a 3-up, they give the Bounders, yep, so also +1 rend.
Yuck.
I'm going to try for the mortal damage spell. This goes off on a 7. 3 + 6 is 9.
Yep. Try and bind it because I've covered. It's an 8.
Okay. Okay, nothing.
Alrighty.
Stupid. Okay, and then I'll try to put up the Mighty Mushroom. Why not? It goes off on a 6.
Mighty mushrooms.
Goes off on an 8.
Yeah. Try it. There's that 3 again.
That's all of my hero phase stuff. What would you like to do?
I'm first going to try and get him to 6 points with the Cardinal's ability. Nope. That's annoying. And I'm going to save my last CP, so nothing else.
So I'm going to go to movements.
Sure.
On the way out, the Squig Hoppers do 3 damage. Yeah, so I'm done with moving. Nick, would you like to do something?
No, I'm good. Ready.
Shooting. This thing actually shoots.
Hey, how about that?
Mork's Mighty Mushroom does 1 damage to each of the Morbeg units. You don't have any shooting, so
Nope.
charges.
Yeah.
Before Kragnos goes in, use the 3d6 on them.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
14.
That's spicy.
The impact hits from the Boingrat Bounders do 3 damage to the Morbeg unit. Kragnos is going in.
Hell yeah.
9.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely enough. Kragnos' impact hits do 5 damage to the Morbegs. Oh, that's all my charges.
Sweet. I don't have enough CP to countercharge.
Okay. Combat phase abilities?
Yeah.
I don't think I have any.
I will spend a CP for all defense on the bigger unit of Morbegs.
Boingrat Bounders kill the smaller unit and do 3 damage to the bigger.
The Morbegs do 4 damage to the Bounders.
Kragnos does 1 damage to the Morbegs.
Morbegs do 7 damage to the Squig Herd.
The Boingrat Bounders kill 1 Morbeg Knight. Squig Herd does no damage to the Morbeg Knights. Okay,
Yes.
weird turn.
Very.
Okay, so I have hold 1 for 5 points, and I got my battle tactic for
Yes.
5, so I have 10 points.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
There we go. So going
Spicy
into
roll-off
round now,
time.
you have blown your reroll.
I have. So now I
could
gotta do it the
double.
old-fashioned way.
Get a 4.
A 4.
So
So
you get
I
to
have
choose.
choice.
Yep.
I am gonna take the turn.
Sure. As we go into round 3, the moon progresses to Sulkin, which means I still get the squig benefits. Right?
Okay. Cool.
I can choose to activate a pair of objectives to have extra rend on.
Yes.
I think I'll do this objective and your objective.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Start of the turn. I'm still not within range of the place power. Anything you want to do?
I don't need it. No. Go ahead.
Okay. Cool. I am going to try and give Usharon Noble Deeds.
Do it.
Finally, he's hit 6. Then I need to pick my Delusion, which I'm going to do +1 again to save on the objectives I control. Then I'm going to try and go for Prayer. I'm going to go for a 5 aboard. It's a 5, so it goes off. Usharon is going to try and do his Delusion spell on Cragborough.
Okay. Okay.
Just for fun.
Sure.
That ain't it. And then I'm going to go for Deranged Transformation. He'll do it to himself.
Okay.
7 goes
Okay.
off.
I'll try to get rid of it.
Yep.
Got it.
Nice. I'm going to try and do the points, the FEC order point thing. So looking for a 5 with the, hey, so he gets 1 Noble Deed point. I'm going to spend 1 CP to rally those ghouls.
Okay.
So I'll get 4 back.
How dare you?
I know, it was a pretty good roll. And that's the end of my hero phase. Anything for you to do?
I'll try to rally those boys over there.
Okay.
That's enough to bring back 2.
We'll go into movement.
Cool.
The Cardinal uses his Noble Deed points to bring back a unit of Morbeg Knights. Okay, that's my movement phase. Anything for you to do?
I'm going to redeploy with them.
Okay,
4.
it's close enough.
Something.
Yep, I like it. So we both don't have shooting, so then we'll do some charging. I am going to try and do these Morbeg Knights. That's 5, so good. Yeah, I think I am going to spend a CP to reroll it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
redeploy for the win.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Usharon, it's a 9.
There we go. They're dead.
I'm going to roll for the ghouls. 7, it's enough. The Vargolf, it's a 3. Then the knight. I'll try with those knights over there. Nope, that ain't it. I think that's all I have. So anything for you to do?
Tempting. So they're countercharging.
Sure.
The 3 does get me there. So.
Wow. Combat charge, combat abilities. I'm gonna try and make you strike last. So I need a 2 up.
Okay.
All right, so they'll strike last.
Sure.
I will spend a CP for all-out attack on the ghouls. The ghouls kill the bounders.
The Squig Hoppers finish off the last Morbeg Knight.
Usharon kills the hoppers. That's combat. Yeah, the turn went pretty much as expected. The idea was I knew you were going to... Well, I had to give you the choice. So the risk here was that when I moved in these ghouls, you could bring Kragnos over and just slap them dead, which, you know, fine, pulls him a little bit out, but it's not too hard for him to get back in, and especially with it being your turn and getting the 3d6 charge. So the idea was to pull you away over here to make you have to countercharge here to keep that objective, so I don't get too far ahead in points. So for scoring, I have 5 for holding 1, I have 3 for holding a pair, and I have 2 for holding more. And then I also score the next tier for holding 3 objectives or territory or terrain pieces wholly within your territory for another 5. So 15, and we will go into Gitz turn 3.
So I'm going to skip using a place of power. No real use right now. Do you have anything?
I'm out of range.
Okay. So move on to the hero phase.
Yep.
I'm going to start by trying to get the Squig herd going. I got 2 herders.
Yeah, sure.
3, only 3. I'm doing the damage spell. This is Spore Maws, and I'm choosing these 2 units.
Okay.
It goes off on an 11.
I'm going to try.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
That's not what you want
on
to
this
see.
unit, Spore Maws does 2 damage to the Morbeg Knights, and it does 2 to the ghouls. So I'll try to teleport them.
Okay.
The teleport is hand to Gork 7. Goes off on an 8.
All right. Let's see if I can shut it down. Nope.
Okay. The Sneaky Snufflers will try to use their ability on them.
Yeah.
Goes off, but it's only for the ward. And then he is going to give Squig a buff to himself to give himself +3 movement.
Okay.
Goes off.
Nice.
I'm going to make them have no command abilities. This is not go off. Okay.
All right.
That was my hero phase. Would you like to do something?
Yes. He's going to use his ability on himself, getting 2 noble deed points. I don't know if this is smart, but I'm going to go for some gamble. I'm going to spend my last CP to rally them. I got 4, so 1's coming back. And then on a 4-up, I can bring another one back. Nope.
All right. Now, let's go to some movements.
Okay.
That's all my movement. And you don't have a CP, so I'm just going to go straight to shooting phase.
Sounds good.
Nothing's within 6.
Right.
So then we're going to go straight to charge phase.
Love it.
The bounders.
Yeah.
I need a big roll.
7.
7 puts me on the other side. The bounders impact hits do 2 mortal damage to the bridge. Kragnos is going in.
Yes.
That'll do it. Big ol' 13. Kragnos on his impact hits does 3 damage to the ghouls and 5 to the Vargul. That's all my charges. Would you like to do anything? Is there
I got no
anything-
CP.
Okay. So we're gonna do combat. Kragnos kills off the Vargul and does 9 damage to the ghouls.
The ghouls do 4 damage to Kragnos.
The bounders kill the bridge. So into turn, I'll use a CP to bring back half a unit of bounders around the shrine. Okay, so scoring, I have 1. I've got the pair, so that's 5 plus another 3 for any pairs. I do have more as also.
Yep.
So I get 10 points, but I didn't get a battle tactic.
No, so just the 10.
I realized early on that I was starting to lose. I kept thinking that all of my scout units were any of my units.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I realized, oh, I've got Squig Herd right there. That's beasts. I can't get them across. And I'm running out of scouts. So now I'm trying to reestablish scouts that can start ticking off the scouting battle tactics set. I'm down enough points to be super underdog now, so I can take a double.
Yeah, so let's
All right,
find out.
Here we go. I get a 4.
A 5.
All right.
I'm going to take it.
All right.
So then we'll go into FEC Turn 4.
So my moon in battle round 4 is now on to Cacklin.
So, place of power, I'm not going to do anything. Anything for you?
No.
All right, cool. I'm going to get D3 points from the throne here for 2, so puts me at 4. Then he is going to do his ability on himself for 3 more, so he's at max points. So he's just going to try and cast a prayer in general. So 4, he'll save the points. Usharon is going to try and cast Deranged Transformation on himself.
He's not doing
Another
much.
3. Hi. I'll just try and go for the Horrorghast. The 6 goes off.
I'll try to get rid of it. 4.
Ooh. Then my delusion is I'm going to go for +1 to run and charge. And then I'm going to spend 1 CP to rally these Morbegs. That's 3. I do believe that is all I'm going to do. Anything for you in the hero phase?
I'm going to try to Hand of Gork, a Bounder's unit here.
Okay.
Goes off on a 9 - 1, 8, so you need a 9+.
8.
Got it. I'll blow a CP to rally, so they don't have a musician, but his artifact is 3 dice. It got me 2 full guys.
Nice. So we'll go into the movement phase. That's all I got. Anything for you to do in the movement phase?
Gonna redeploy with the Gobblepalooza.
Sure.
Or
shooting. I'm gonna shoot at your thing. Your mushroom.
sure.
The Horrorghast is 2 damage to the mushroom. So no shooting for you.
How dare you?
Yeah. And we'll go into charging.
Yep.
I'll start with this Ushi boy. That's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna roll for the Morbegs, the 3 block.
Yep.
All right, big 12. Well, I will roll for the other units. That's a 7. And then I'll roll for these Morbegs. A 6. I'll charge with the Horrorghast, actually.
Sure. Does it?
Any charges for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a charge for them.
Okay.
Counter charge.
Sure.
9.
Nice.
The impact hits from the Bounders do 6 mortal damage to the Morbegs.
Yeah, so then combat. CP for all-out attack. The Morbegs do 12 damage to the Bounders. The Morbegs do 6 damage to the Gobblepalooza.
The Gobblepalooza does no damage to the Morbeg Knights.
Horrorghast does 1 damage to the Squid Boss.
Arachnid Cauldron does 2 damage to the Morbegs.
The Morbegs do 2 damage to the Gobblepalooza.
The Kragnos kills the ghouls off. Boingrout Bounders finish off the Morbeg Knights. The Squig Boss does 1 damage to the Horrorghast. The Squigger does 2 damage to the Morbeg Knights.
So end of the turn, I'm going to power through with my Morbeg Knight
Sure.
for CP, and I'll put the damage into the Gobblepalooza. The Gobblepalooza takes 1 damage from the power through. That was my turn. It didn't go as well as I'd wanted. The plan was to get Ushron over here to tie this off to stop the counter charge. I didn't nail it. At that point, I probably should have redirected my plan to just hit the Bounders and forget about the middle. I didn't. I tried to double down, hope for that you wouldn't hit the counter charge. You did, so that kind of ruined this. So in terms of scoring, I have 1, so that'll be the 5 points. I don't have any pairs. I definitely don't have more than you. However, I do score the last one for holding an objective, holding a territory, and 6 out of my area.
Yeah.
So that will give me 10 points for the round.
Yeah.
And then we will go into Gitz, turn 4.
Oh boy. So start of the round, no place of power for me. Nick, you gonna do anything?
No, I don't have any points of power.
Okay. This guy right here, the last Gobblepalooza member, try to cast. Yeah, I'll do Spore Cloud. I got 11.
Might as well try.
Yeah.
All yours.
Spore Maws. We do 3 damage on this one model here of Morbeg Knight, and then we take out the Horrorghast.
Yeah.
I'll use my dudes to bring some guys back. Just 2. Boss over here, he is going to give his buff to. We'll give it to the Bounders. So I'll give them +3 movement. They're going to try to give this Bounder unit the 5 upward. 5.
Nice.
I'm going to turn off CPs for the block of 2 guys right here. Yep, no CPs on the big block of 2 here. That's all of my hero phase stuff.
Yeah, so I've got other stuff to do. So he's going to try and get some points here.
Yeah.
It's 3. I am going to spend a CP to rally over there. So that is 2.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
So movement.
Yeah.
All right, that's my movement. So I'm gonna shoot, but nothing's within 6. Your guys gone, so I'm gonna charge.
Yep.
Kragnos first. 7. Kragnos' impact hit does 5 damage to the Morbeg Knights. The Squig Hoppers are charging in here. They get his buff. 7.
Yep.
I'll roll to see what the Bounders do. 11. Boingart Bounders impact hits do no mortals to the Charnel Throne. That's my all my charges. He did his impact hits.
Yeah, I've got nothing to countercharge with. No CP. So then combat.
And the Hoppers kill the Morbeg Knight.
The Morbeg does 2 damage to the Hoppers.
Kragnos kills the last Morbeg. The Boingart Bounders do 9 in total to the Charnel Throne. Okay, Nick. So, yeah, this turn was deadly. I think you've had a couple bad charge rolls that have led to this situation, but we're kind of down to, you only have 1 unit left to bring back, is that right?
Yep.
It's closer than I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
At 5 points now, and I still have battle tactics I can get, and you're going to have to come back and get some, I think. So I have max points of 20, right?
Yes,
so
you
that
do.
would be holding more, holding a pair, holding 1 at all. That's 10 points, and then I got battle tactic for having 3 scout units outside, and another one for having control of all 3 objectives that are touching enemy territory. But it could be anyone's game probably, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. So then we do a roll off.
Roll off. Here we go into 5. I get a 6.
6, so 1. Yep.
I got to give it to you, otherwise I lose.
Yep. So then we'll go into FEC Turn 5.
Here we go. So the moon heads to Grennan again.
Anything for a place of power for you.
So I will take an unbind for Kragnos here.
Okay. I'm going to get D3 points from the throne, probably for the last time. That's 5, or puts me at 5. He's going to use his ability on himself, so he's at 6. He's just going to try and give himself a 5-up ward. So that's enough, pairing with the points he has, 6, so he'll have a 5-up ward. He is going to go for Deranged Transformation. A 4.
He's not casting this
No,
game.
he sucks. And then he's going to do +1 to charge, +1 to run on his delusion.
Okay.
That is it for my hero phase. Anything you want to do?
I'm going to use a CP to Magical Intervention, try to teleport Kragnos.
Sure.
Goes off on a 10 - 1, 9. So
I'll
you
give
need
it a go. Nope.
Got him.
So then we'll go into movement phase.
Yeah.
All right, that is my movement phase. Anything for you to do?
Yeah, I will redeploy with them.
Sure.
6.
Cool. Where are you headed? Okay, then shooting. I don't have any.
This isn't within 6 of any of your guys, so no.
Okay, cool. Then charging. Start with the Morbeg Knights.
Okay.
That's not it. I will spend a CP to reroll.
Sure.
Okay. I'll try with the ghouls. That's not it. Awesome. That's basically it. Do you want to do any counter charges?
No.
So that was my turn. Really disappointing. So the idea was to try and set up to deny you your rounds as best I can. And the goal was to try and get into a place where I could maybe land some charges, do this kind of stuff. That didn't really pay off in the end. So I was just hoping for the best and couldn't roll anything remotely close to what I needed. It is what it is. I scored just 5 points. And then we'll see what you can do with that with Gitz turn 5.
Yeah, so we just got to my last round here, my last turn, and Nick was talking it out with me as far as the battle tactics I have left.
So what we were talking about is with the objectives, you're going to score 10 points automatically. And then you're already set up for the next battle tactic where you have 3 in any combination. Just right here, you already have it because it's not wholly within, it's just within.
Yep.
So you're going to score 15. So that's going to be a final score of 55 to 60. So a 5-point difference. What a game. Hey, congratulations.
Insane. You had some bad charges there.
Yeah.
I think that could have made a difference. How do you think the reroll went?
That was the only point where it really mattered to me that much. So I think that was the most crucial one. And I still think it was the right move because allowing you to open it up, and Kragnos was in such a dangerous, threatening position, and then forcing him back and doing these things. So it bought me more time with that because I don't really have a whole lot of resources when it came to just the Morbeg Knight units. Typically you have more and more mobility and everything like that. So I still think that was the right play. I think my big critical mistake, if I could do it again, was to switch and kill the Bounders here. I think just forgetting about that, because then I could have capitalized on that probably in the last round.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a fun mission, really interesting, and it's kind of difficult to get out of the last edition mode right now.
Yeah.
So we're early in the
100%.
game, yeah.
Keep in mind with the last GHB, we were playing revisits of old GHB missions.
Yeah.
So we already kind of had a lot of them in our head. They're pretty straightforward at the end of the day. This is already wacky.
Yeah.
In my head. I mean, the choosing this is not all that crazy, but the points already weird.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna have to really get used to this. It'll be nice to shuffle some stuff up, especially the new War Scrolls. I had fun.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys, for checking out this battle report. We hope you enjoyed it. We're definitely having fun with the new edition. Like I said in the beginning, please check out our Patreon if you feel like supporting the channel and helping us grow to continue to do great content like this. And also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.